Hi, this is Joe Sullivan, sports editor of the Boston Globe, sitting in for Bob Ryan, and this is Globe 10.0. With me is Kevin Paul Dupont. Now, Kevin, Patrice Bergeron was just named the Player of the Month in the NHL for January. A great accomplishment for him, and he has had a, look, he came to the Bruins as a very young player. He started contributing it immediately. He had the setback with the very serious concussion, but now, here we have a plus 21 this season. Do you think he'll become the player that we always thought he would be?
Well, the anticipation of the type of player he would be, I don't think you'd get some split opinion on that. Whether he was when he was drafted, he wasn't a first-round pick, he was a second-round pick. I don't think anybody projected him at that point to be an elite #1 center in this league. Now, has he been that yet? He hasn't been. So if that was your presupposition, then he was going to get to the, if you will, the Rattel status or the Beliveau status, to use a couple of French names here. I don't think that was ever going to happen. Could it happen? I don't think that's going to. But Patrice Bergeron, and full disclosure here, I like the guy, and that does tend to.
You mean personally?
Yeah, personally and just professionally, he is dead on. He's dead on for everything I think a general manager would want as a player, as a person, in character. And there aren't a lot of those guys, trust me, not a lot of those guys around anymore. So that does color my opinion. The best comp I can give you, and to take this out of hockey, is I think he's Dwight Evans.
Okay.
Dwight Evans, which is, you loved having him on the Red Sox. He was everything you wanted in a very tricky right field, right? Golden arm, flawlessly defensively. Was he the 3-4 hitter? He never was. But he was the guy who would go out and do 285, 295, get you the ribbies, get you the runs, be smart, never make a screw up out there. What's he doing? That never happened with Dwight Evans.
Yeah. But Patrice Bergeron, Kevin, will never be a #1 center. There'll always be someone else who will be the #1 center.
Yeah.
Mark Savard, unfortunately injured, is now the #1, the first center. Krejci would probably be #1 ahead of him now.
See, and I think he's hands down over Krejci.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you and this is what happens with #1 centers and typecasting these guys. You look strictly at skill, in terms of, and usually that skill goes to stick speed and foot speed. He isn't there in that category. But when you look at the entire composite here, which is, defensively able, can play the point on the power play, can be on the first unit PK, he is the Swiss Army knife. And when Canada added him, the American team, I can tell you the American team said, uh-oh, in the Olympics, because he is that comprehensive a player. Where he lacks, in my estimation, in terms of being that guy, is he isn't big enough. He isn't, and he is very lean, and he's only gotten leaner since the concussion.
All right, so Bruin fans, be happy. He's pretty darn good. Will he be an All-Star or a Hall of Famer? Probably not. But Patrice Bergeron's a tremendous player to have on your team.